What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Couchcast Episode 4. My name is Jason Overfelt. Reach out to the show at facebook.com/couch1gaming. You can find me on Twitter at thejbone29. Leave us all your comments, ask us questions, whatever. If you like the show, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it on the YouTube channel. We're now on iTunes. If you find us on iTunes, make sure to like the show, leave comments, rate it, however you want to rate it. You can find us at Libsyn, couchcast.libsyn.com/RSS. That's where you'll find us. What a week. Man, some big games dropping this week. Well, not really dropping, but we had the Call of Duty Black Ops 3 multiplayer beta this week. The EA Access trial of Madden 16. Some big stuff going on this week. But let's get into the news of the week. Not a whole lot, but there's a couple stories that I'd like to talk about this week. Starting off with Disney's D23 Expo. A whole bunch of Star Wars, Disney Infinity stuff. They announced a limited edition PS4 with Darth Vader on it. I don't think it really looks all that great. It looks like they just put a Darth Vader picture on the top of the PS4. I wish they would have done something cool like the 360 R2-D2 themed Star Wars console that they did. That's a special edition console right there, not just like some sticker on there. It comes with a special PS4 controller, which I'm assuming that you're going to be able to buy that separate. They haven't announced that, I don't think. But I don't really think that looks really all that good either. It's got the D-pad is all red. The triangle, square, and X button are all white, and the circle button is red. I guess it's modeled after Darth Vader's chest plate. The L and R buttons are different colors. It doesn't. Some people might like it. I don't really think it looks all that great. I like the other colors that they have out now. I like the camo colored controllers much better than this, but to each his own. I didn't think that was that big I didn't think it was that great looking. But the biggest thing with that bundle though is that they're giving away 4 old school Star Wars games with that. Super Star Wars which originally came out on the Super NES. That's coming out. And 3 other PS2 era Star Wars games. Star Wars Bounty Hunter. I think one of them is like the pod racing game, maybe. And then the other one is one of the Starfighter games. I'm not sure. I forgot what it is. But yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a cool little deal that they're throwing in there with the Battlefront Bundle. That's awesome. And those 4 Star Wars games will be available to purchase separately. So if you don't buy the bundle, they're going to come out on PSN. You could purchase them digitally. I doubt they'll probably have retail versions, but I'm probably going to buy all 4 of them just to try them out. Depending on what price they are. I'm sure they're not going to be that expensive. Then we got a whole bunch of new Disney Infinity news. They're bringing a new Marvel Battlegrounds play set to Disney Infinity 3.0. It's going to bring 4-player gameplay for the first time in the series, and a new playable characters, Hulkbuster and Ultron. So that's going to be pretty cool for fans of the Disney Infinity 2.0 Marvel superheroes, that there's going to be another play set for them to play with. Then they announced that they showed the 2 new characters for The Force Awakens, Finn and Rey, those Disney Infinity characters. And that's going to come with the Force Awakens playset that's going to come out later on in the year. Probably sometime around when the film comes out. I can't imagine that's going to come out anywhere before the film comes out because they don't want to spoil any details for the film. So that's pretty cool. I mean, there's going to be 3 different, so far that we know of, 3 different Star Wars playsets. The Clone Wars, the original trilogy, and the new Force Awakens playset. So, man, they are just throwing out tons of cool Star Wars stuff for this game. This game is just going to do gangbusters. I know it. I can't wait. That comes out in, I think, less than almost 2 weeks, something like that. Yeah, so that's really exciting. They also announced that the Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts will make an appearance in Disney Infinity 3.0 as an ultimate unlock when I guess you upgrade every character in the game, or I'm not sure how that works, but that weapon's going to be in the game. Kingdom Hearts fans were really excited about that, so that's something pretty cool. There was quite a bit of stuff that they announced at that D23. Expo. That's it's pretty neat. Another game that I was totally wasn't on my radar until I started looking at trailers is this Lego Dimensions. Like I said, this is my first time playing Disney Infinity 2.0. I think it's really cool. So I was excited for 3.0. And Lego Dimensions wasn't really on my radar until I saw the trailer for it. And oh my god, this game looks amazing as well. A whole bunch of different properties in this game. Starting with all your DC superheroes, your Batman, Superman, everybody from that universe. Then they got like packs from like Jurassic Park, The Simpsons, Scooby-Doo, who else? Portal, Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, Doctor Who. It's just insane amount of money that people are going to spend on this. I think that's going to be interesting to see which one does better because they both kind of do like a lot of the same thing, but the Lego Dimension has some properties behind it as well, along with the Disney Infinity. The thing that's cool about Lego Dimensions is they have the main game, but you can take all these other characters and play with them in the main game, unlike what Disney Infinity has done in the past. Usually only the characters that are specified for that main game, like the Marvel characters in 2.0, you can only use some of those in the main story mode. You can't use any of the Disney characters in the main story mode or anything else, only specific ones. But supposedly, from what we're hearing in Lego Dimensions, that you can use any character in the main game, which is awesome. So, man, they both look awesome. But you're talking a lot of cash to shell out for all these different packs and stuff. So, well, I'd like to have them both. We'll see. Next little story this week, not really a story, a game release, really. Zombie, previously called Zombie U for the Wii U, came out for Xbox One and PS4 this week. It was rumored for a long time, and then a few weeks ago, they announced, hey, we're bringing Zombie out to PS4 and Xbox One, and then they just kind of slipped it under the radar, stealth released it this week. A game that I was really looking forward to playing. I really liked Zombie U for Wii U. There's people either loved it or hated it. It didn't get great reviews when it launched in 2012 on the Wii U, but I loved the game. It was scary, not scary, but it was just like intense. It was a survival horror zombie type game where if you died, your survivor became a zombie and you woke up with another survivor and you had to go find your old previous survivor who was a zombie now, kill him in order to get your stuff back. And it was just really, really intense. You just trying to carefully get through and not die, because it got tough to where when you did die, it got tough to get back to where you were to get your spot. A somewhat limited amount of resources. The zombies were tough to beat. I really enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the hell out of the multiplayer. It was so awesome. It was asymmetrical multiplayer where one person was in a first-person mode and you had to like capture these flags while the other person had the gamepad for the Wii U and kind of like placed zombies here, and you got like points and you were able to upgrade and get better zombies. And you would place them around the flags to try and use kind of like capture like territories pretty much. One of the best multiplayer modes I've ever played. It wasn't online. It was local only, 2 players. But I was really looking forward to that. And then when they announced that was not going to be in this re-release for PS4 and Xbox One, it was really, really upsetting. I was so looking forward to that. It just really sucked. And from everything that I've heard, it was kind of, this re-release is kind of like a lazy port. Doesn't run extremely well, all that great. They didn't really enhance the graphics at all, really. Which it's just really disappointing because that game had such a good following of people who really liked it, and it would have really done them really good if they could have just enhanced the graphics a little bit. And with PS4 and Xbox One having more robust online systems than the Wii U, just to release that online multiplayer. I know there's no gamepad on any of these systems. There's some way they could have gotten around it with online multiplayer. I know there could. But yeah, it's really sad to see that. I might eventually pick it up just to run through the story mode again, but not at $20. Maybe when it drops in price a little bit, I'll give it a shot. But Yeah, that was kind of upsetting. That's really it for the news this week. Slow week, but let's get into what I've been playing. It's been a busy week for me as far as gaming goes. Started off the week downloading Batman Arkham Knight's their August content update, which delivers a whole bunch of new awesome skins to mess around with. The 1970s blue and gray skin with like the yellow emblem. That one's awesome. Batman Beyond skin is more of like a futuristic looking Batman costume with, it doesn't have a cape, but when you do expand the wings, a little tiny cape pops out. There's a costume based on the Dark Knight Returns. I think it's a comic. That one's badass. What else? The 89 Batmobile, the 89 Batman costume from the movies is fantastic looking. Such a nice little throwback. Then they had the 89 Batmobile, which you can use in the story mode, which is really cool. That's an awesome looking Batmobile. Then they give you 2 race tracks you can race. They're actually pretty easy. I was able to 3-star both of them. Those are based on the original, the 89 Batman movie, and then Batman Returns. It takes you kind of through like Penguin's levels, and then there's some stuff with the Jokers and his cars that he has in there. It's pretty cool racetracks. A lot of people complained so far about the DLC that the $40 season pass that Batman Arkham Knight had. I'm of two minds of it. Granted, I'd like to have that $40 back right now. I bought it right away when the game came out. I was like, I love this game. I'm going to just go ahead and buy the season pass. And I actually liked the Batgirl mission, the Batgirl story missions that they had. I thought that was really well done. These skins and these new Batman skins are awesome. I'm going to use these when I finish up the story. But I mean, if you look at each one of these skins and say they're $1.50 a piece, which, that seems like the going rate for like a skin for any kind of game. I think they dropped maybe 6 new skins, and they dropped one for Robin and one for Catwoman. So you're looking at like 6, 7, 8, $9, $10 right there in the skins. So that's a quarter already of your season pass, plus what the Batgirl mission that was like $6, $7, $8 for that. So I mean, you're getting some content for it. Next month they've already announced some big stuff for September. They're gonna bring out the Tumbler from these latest Christopher Nolan movies to play with. I think there's 2 or 3 story packs that they're gonna 2 story packs and 1 VR mission pack or AR mission pack. Yeah. So that's going to be a pretty big content drop for next month. So I think it's going for a total of 6 months. So I think after the 6 months, all said and done, after the 6 months, we're going to get our values worth out of that $40. I don't doubt it. That game is fantastic. So I mean, I don't mind giving them the $40. They gave me one of the best games of the year, so I don't mind it. The next big hitter that I've been playing is the Call of Duty Black Ops 3 multiplayer beta. Now that dropped on PS4 I think it dropped early, Tuesday night maybe. I didn't get started till Wednesday, but boy is that badass. They nailed it. The movement is so good. You can wall run. Now it's not as good as Titanfall's wall running, but it's pretty similar. The boost jump, they've kind of switched it up a little bit from Advanced Warfare's boost jump. I think in Advanced Warfare you could boost to the side, you could boost all over the place and hit it midair. This is more of just like a traditional double jump, really. But obviously you can go a little higher. You can swim underwater, shoot underwater. It is so fast paced. The movement feels so fluid. It is really, really good. So what's new to this one is when you start off, you pick what's called a specialist. That's your character pretty much that you play with, and each specialist has 2 sets of like special abilities. It's almost like Destiny. They've almost mixed the best of Call of Duty with the best of Destiny. That's what I found was amazing. Was awesome with Destiny is your own character had you had a character with a special ability that like recharged over time, and that's exactly what they've done with Call of Duty. One of the characters has a bow that you shoot and it hits another guy or hits something else and it explodes. The other one pulls out like these like knives that you jump up and you shock the ground with, and it takes out guys around you, almost like in Destiny, the Titans, Fist of Dawn, I think, and another character pulls out this bazooka that shoots like these exploding like grenades. The other one shoots out has like a electric gun that electrocutes the guy to death. And I guess the specials recharge over time, but the more points you get, it recharges faster. That's an amazing thing that they've added to it. It's so much awesome. It's so awesome. It really is. Adds so much more depth in like how you would think about what you're doing in the game and what specialist you want to pick for each mode. Great job, great. They hit this beta out of the park, in my opinion. All of the guns look like super futuristic and badass looking. Today they've actually updated it and they've sent the beta's open to all PS4 players, so that's pretty cool. They even updated with a new mode called Safeguard. It's kind of like an attack and defend mode, but the attacking team has a robot that they have to escort to the defensive team's like zone, whatever. And the robot walks by itself as long as you're within proximity to him. And the defending team has to kill the opposing players, and like every time they hit the robot has like a health meter. And when the health meter drops to 0, it stops, and then it takes a little bit, and it reboots, and then it keeps going. And all this is based on a timer, so you can eventually they cannot get there. Pretty much, that's like the goal, is to stop them from getting in the defending team's territory. And then they switch sides, and you do it again. But that's an awesome mode. I've been playing that all night last night. Man, I'm so pumped for this game. I cannot wait till it comes out. And the whole premises of the story mode seems really cool too. The humans versus like the robots, and I think the Call of Duty is back in a big way. Yeah, I'm super pumped for this. I've been pre-ordered the whole $100 package off of PSN. I'm ready to go for it. And normally, a big beta like this would be, big enough alone by itself for a week. But then we got the early release of Madden 16 on EA Access. And it started off, I was a little unsure about it. It started off a little slow. This happens every year. Even with Madden 15, I got in there and I'm like, oh man, I don't really know if I like what they've done with the menus and this and that. But after a few games and running through it, I'm really liking what they've done with Madden 16. They've changed a lot of the catch and defending animations. Like a lot of the animations, the whole game have been improved. What else? You can go up for Y is going to go up to make you're going to go up to make spectacular catches. They focused a lot of on the catching for receivers and defensive backs in this game. A lot of the early complaints that I've read online so far is that they've made it a little too easy for receivers to go up there and get the balls if you control them yourself. I don't know. I haven't really ran into that too much. I've only played a few games here and there. I haven't gotten that in depth with it, but mostly I've been messing around with the Ultimate Team in there. That's really the only mode that I play really is Ultimate Team. But they did start off. They did add a new mode. I think it's called Draft Champions, where you get in there. It's a part of Ultimate Team, and you get in there. They give you, I think it might be 16 rounds. You get 3 different players to pick from in each round, and they're all different positions. So you draft like your own team that way, and which adds a little bit of strategy because if you got a QB here in one round who's okay, you're going to hold off. And you're going to draft him, or you're going to hold off and wait till later round and hope for a better QB. There's a little bit of strategy in there. You can play this against. You have to win 3 games in a row to win the championship or whatever. And you can play this offline against the computer, or you can play it head to head against other players. And that's a really cool mode. The more you win in that game, the more and better prizes you get for your Ultimate Team. So that's a pretty neat little mode for Ultimate Team players. Definitely looking forward to getting this. I think I said last week that I was still up in the air whether I was going to get Madden or not, but after playing this, that itch came back, I think. Now the only debate I'm having is whether to get it for Xbox One or PS4. I've been having a lot of problems with my Xbox One this week and doing doing basic things that it should be doing, like recording gameplay, Twitch streaming. It's just gotten me really frustrated and really down on the system. So I think I might have to jump ship and get it on the PS4 this year. But yeah, that's about all. Mostly what I've been playing this week. I've been juggling between those 3 games. I'll play a little bit more Disney Infinity 2.0 with Black Widow. Man, that game is just it's really simple, fun. If you like the Marvel universe, I definitely recommend giving that game a shot. It's it's pretty much good for any level of age gamer. Pretty much, it's very simplistic, but yet you build your attributes up, you build your skills up, and you always feel like you're progressing in that game. You're headed to a goal. So it's a fun little game, but. But next week we're looking at the full release of Madden, so we'll get more in depth on Madden next week. Then Until Dawn comes out next week. I'm going to be looking to run through that really quickly because the following week is just massive with Disney Infinity 3.0 and Metal Gear Solid 5, which the reviews just hit on Metal Gear Solid 5, and it is getting like 9s and 10s. People are just praising the hell out of this game, so. Whatever I got left on the table, I got to start running through it really quickly because we're starting to get in the heat of the big games here. But that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Couchcast. Remember, if you like what we're doing, please share our videos, subscribe, put the word out. It's just going to make the show better and better. So, thanks.